Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be looking at algebra part 2 for the quant preparation of CAT. So in the previous video, we have looked at the linear equations, quadratic equations, and some of the graphical representations of linear equations. In this video, we will extensively be looking at the graphical representations for quadratic equations. This is very important to understand and solve some of the questions very easily by making yourself comfortable with graphs. So let's begin. So here we have the quadratic equation of the form we have seen in the previous video as well. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So if you want to represent it on a graph, we will replace this with y. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to y. So for purpose of simplicity, I will assume b equal to 0 and c equal to 0 because b and c can be any numbers, a, b and c. And I'll assume a equal to say a 2. Now I have the equation y is equal to 2x square. So I will now represent this on an xy axis and I'll see what shape I'm getting. So this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So this is your origin 0, 0. So let us write the coordinates of x-axis and y-axis. I'll write y in the multiples of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8 and minus 10. So for x equal to 0, we get y equal to 0. So this is one of the point. For x equal to 1, we get y is equal to 2. For x equal to minus 1 also, if you observe, you get y equal to 2. Why? Because there's a square, even if it's a plus or minus, you're getting the same value. So x equal to 1, you get a 2, x equal to minus 1, you get a 2. Now let's take x is equal to 2, you get y equal to 8. X equal to minus 2 also gives a y equal to 8. So here for 2 and 8 we get this point somewhere over here, and similarly for 2 and 8 we get somewhere over here. So similarly, if you keep drawing, you will get a polynomial, a graph something like this. Okay, something of this shape. So this shape is called parabola. And irrespective of whatever you replace A as, B as and C as, you get this parabola. So someone might question why this is important for CAT level quant, because there are some of the questions which can be easily solved by using graphical methods as compared to theoretical methods. So the graph gives you a lot of data if you can read the graph properly, as compared to a theoretical method where you have to do a lot of calculations. And sometimes say if you want to find the point of intersection between a quadratic equation and a linear equation, you can just draw a parabola and a line. And if you're dealing with some inequalities, maybe you will clearly know what region you're looking at. So you will get a clear sense of what is your problem when you represent it graphically. So it's very important to know what each of these equations represents on a graph, at least up to the cubic equations. So now we understood that the shape will be somewhat like this. It can either be towards the top, open towards the top, or open towards bottom, or it can either be somewhere here in any of these quadrants, right? But it will be of this shape somewhere in different angles. It can sometimes be of this angle as well, where the axis will be somewhere like this. This is a little complicated one, but yeah, so it will be a parabola. You can rotate it and revolve it however you want. So once you're clear with this, let us move ahead. So let us now see what roots mean. So we have seen in the previous class what are zeros or roots. Zeros of a quadratic expression or roots of a quadratic equation. So you can go back if you forgot or if you haven't seen it. So once you know the roots, graphically what they mean. So they mean the points where the parabola cuts the x-axis. Why? Because we are representing the quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to y, right? But what is our actual equation for which we are trying to find the roots? It is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right? And we also know that for x-axis the equation is y equal to 0 because the height is 0 all over the x-axis. Similarly, for y-axis the equation is x is equal to 0. So essentially, if you want the points where y equal to 0, those points, those roots or those zeros of the expression where the entire expression results in a 0, it is these points because it is on this line, on this x-axis where your y equal to 0. So if a parabola is cutting your x-axis at 2 points, this means that these two are the roots, right? So if your parabola is somewhat like this, and if it's cutting the x-axis at these 2 points, then these two are your roots. If your parabola is somewhere here, this is not cutting your x-axis anywhere. So this means this parabola does not have roots, right? So you can take some time to get this familiarized with this and get comfortable with this. But yeah, so if two roots are given, at least we know 2 points of a parabola. So the parabola can either be like this, or for the same roots it can either be like this, opening upwards or opening downwards. So let's move ahead. Let's move to the next concept. Graphical meaning of a zero, as we have seen before, this is the extension of it. So let us draw the graphs of these 3 different types of parabolas and see what we have understood theoretically is being applied here or not, is holding good here or not. So let us take y equal to 2x square. So in this case, if x equal to 0, then y is equal to 0. If x equal to 1, then y is equal to, we have seen it before, right? 2. If x equal to -1, y equal to 2. If x equal to 2, y equal to 8, and x equal to -2, y is still 8. So let us draw this here, x and y. This is 0, 0. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, -2, -3, -4, and I will take in the steps of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. This is enough. There's no y, negative y. So one point is 0, 0. One point here is 0, 0. And the other point is 1, 2 and -1, 2. The other point is 2, 8 and -2, 8. Right? So if you join all these points carefully, you get a parabola, right? So here, if you see this, okay, this graph is beautiful. If you see 2x square equal to 0, what are the roots of x? X equal to 0, that is the root, right? So here, if you see, where is the parabola touching your x-axis? At 0, 0. So the x coordinate of this is the root. So the root here in this case is equal to 0. You either get graphically or theoretically. Now let us look at this case. Y is equal to 2x square plus 4. So in this case, if you solve 2x square minus 4 equal to 0, 2x square is equal to 4, x square equal to 4 by 2. So x is equal to plus minus root. So your roots should be plus root 2 and minus root 2 so far as x is concerned. So it will be somewhere between 1 and 2. Okay, this root 2 I have represented. So now once you get this, you know that these 2 points are a part of this parabola. So you can take different points and you can draw also, and you can cross check with this. So these 2 points must be a part of parabola. Let us look at what this parabola stands for. 2x square plus 4 equal to 0. So x square is equal to minus 2. X is equal to plus minus root 2i. So this is an imaginary number. So root minus 1 is equal to I. For those who are not familiar with this. So in this case, let us see how the parabola comes. In this case, how the parabola comes. So here, the parabola must definitely be intersecting these 2 points here. So let us take a case where uh, x equal to 0, right? Take a point where x equal to 0, y equal to minus 4. So y equal to minus 4. So your parabola will be opening upwards here. This is your parabola in this case. In this case, what is your parabola? Y equal to 2x square plus 4. So if x equal to 0, y equal to 4. So it will be here, the point will be here. And if you plot the different points, you get parabola like this. So if you see something, it is very clear here. In case of y is equal to 2x square, your parabola is like this. In case of y is equal to 2x square minus 4, it moved down. In case of y is equal to 2x square plus 4, it moved up. Right? So here you can clearly see that this distance is equal to this part. So if given a parabola, if you want to move it up by so and so point, so your C will increase that much. If you want to move it down by so and so distance, your C will decrease that much. So you can take a minute to grasp this. You can pause and take some time to grasp this. So this is one of the important concepts. Similarly, let me explain one more thing. So y is equal to 2x square, where y equal to 0 is this fine. So without drawing this graph, can you derive the roots of this using this graph only? It is actually possible. How? Say 2x square equal to 0 if y equal to 0. When will you get 2x square minus 4 equal to 0? If you get y equal to 4. So let me write here. If y is equal to 4, then it will be 4 minus 2x square, this equation. So that will again be equal to 2x square minus 4 equal to 0. That is similar to this equation. So if y is equal to 4, what will happen? Y equal to 4, we know that x-axis is y equal to 0. What will be your y equal to 4 line? Y equal to 4 is where y is 4 constantly, irrespective of whatever point you take. Whatever is the x, y will be 4. So it will be this line. Right? So the points where this and this are intersecting are the roots of this equation. The same are the roots of this equation as well. So essentially, one case we are just moving the parabola up and down. The other way to look at it is you take a parabola and you draw different lines. Wherever it is cutting, it is the root of that particular equation. Say if this is y equal to mx square, say this y is equal to 1. So these will be the roots of 1 is equal to mx square. So mx square minus 1 equal to 0. These will be your roots. Similarly, if this is equal to some y equal to say 6, then mx square minus 6 equal to 0. These will be your roots. Right? So this is one of the important concepts. Let us move ahead. Now let us try to draw these two different parabolas. One is y is equal to x square minus 7x plus 12. One is y equal to minus x square plus 7x minus 12. So let us first solve this. Let us equate this to 0. X square minus 7x plus 12 equal to 0. How do you solve this? You factorize this. 4 3 is 12 and 4 plus 3. So alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a and alpha beta equal to c by a, right? So this means that alpha plus beta equal to a is 1 here minus b, that is 7. Alpha beta equal to c by a, that is 12. So you have to find two alpha, one of the alpha and beta in such a way that these two hold good. So you get alpha equal to 3, beta equal to 4, or vice versa. So you can do it even by factorization. X square minus 3x minus 4x plus 12 equal to 0. X into x minus 3 minus 4 into x minus 3 equal to 0. x minus 3 into x minus 4 equal to 0. This means x minus 3 equal to 0 or x minus 4 equal to 0. So you have x equal to 3 or x equal to 4. So you got this alpha beta. For this, let us see what are alpha and beta. For this, if you see, again, alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a equal to minus 7 by minus 1 equal to 7. Alpha beta equal to c by a equal to minus 12 by minus 1 equal to 12. So surprisingly, here also alpha and beta you have 3 and 4. So for both of these parabolas, this x-axis and this y-axis, for both of these parabolas, the solutions are 3, the roots are 3 and 4. So one parabola must be like this and other parabola must be like this. So what is this parabola? So if you see, this y equal to x square minus 7x plus 12 would be this parabola. And y equal to minus x square plus 7x minus 12 would be this parabola. You can take different values, you can try and you can see how it is working. So basically, this comes from again basics. If you take x and y axis, if you take a parabola like this, so y is always positive here. So y is equal to mx square. Y is always positive. That means m has to be positive. In this case, it will be like this. If m is negative, then y will always be negative irrespective of whatever is the x. So then your parabola is y equal to minus mx square. If m is positive, then y equal to minus mx square. Say y equal to minus 3x square. It will be somewhat like this. Now you are adding layers to this with an x term and with a constant term. Still, however, your parabola may shift up or down, or it may shift right or left. But if it is of the form y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a is positive, it will be opening up, right? And if a is negative, it will be opening down. So this is one more concept again which you should be aware of. Then, okay, we have this. Then, if you remember from the previous class, we have seen 3 different cases where for different values of discriminant, whether discriminant, if discriminant is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. This is this case. When the discriminant is greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. And when the discriminant is less than 0, the roots are, there are no real roots. The roots are complex. So the same thing you can get from the graphs also without calculating the discriminant. If you are very comfortable with drawing the graphs, or if you can draw the graphs very quickly, what you can get is, if a parabola is like this or like this or like this anywhere, if it is not cutting the x-axis at any place, this means that there are no real roots, right? If the parabola is cutting the axis only at one place, either like this or like this or like this, again this is x-axis, this is y-axis throughout, or it may be like this facing downwards, there is only one root, one real root, two real roots which are equal, right? So you have seen in this case, say y equal to x square. In that case, x equal to 0 and x equal to 0 are the 2 roots, right? So this is how you get. Then if your parabola is either like this or like this or like this, or it can be reverse also. Let me change the color. It can either be like this or like this or like this, which is cutting the x-axis at 2 points. So then it has 2 roots which are real and distinct. So the same derivation, the same properties which we got using discriminant by calculating b square minus 4ac can also be got by using this graphical representation. So this will bring me to the end of this video. In upcoming videos, we'll be looking at some of the cubic expressions and their graphs. And more properties about this parabole we will be looking in the geometry sessions. Thank you.